Welcome to Speak Out, Keyshawn Johnson. That's Paul, the Truth Pierce, Fox Sports NBA analyst Ric Bucher, and Fox Sports NFL analyst, fresh off the combine, TJ Houshmandzadeh. Normally we start the show with men on Monday, but the Oscars were last night. So we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to call it the NFL End of the Season Awards instead. TJ, start us off with the best actor, best player.
Well, y'all probably gonna give me a hard time for this. But I'm gonna give you the nominees first. I'm gonna give you the nominees. Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
Yeah. Joe Burrow. And I didn't want to be a homer. I was gonna throw Jamar Chase in. I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson.
Okay, that's a good one.
Now, my best player, and the winner will be Joe Burrow.
But no home cooking.
No home cooking in the nominees, but home cooking with the winner.
Okay.
He had a great season. He didn't have a ton of team success, but individually, he had a fantastic season. Yeah. And the guys around him need to be better. So, Joe Burrow, congratulations, my boy.
Okay, I've got the best movie, a.k.a. best play. It could be Jaden Daniels' Hail Mary. It could be Josh Allen passing, receiving touchdown. That was good also. But I have to give it to Saquon Barkley. Reverse hurdle. Think about that. I've never seen anything even remotely close to that against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Look at They had, watch out, and one. Boom, take that. That's crazy.
That's video.
Look at that athletic ability. And still picking up yards at the end of the day. I've never, ever seen it. So, Rick, who wins Best Director, a.k.a. Coach?
Well, this is definitely not home cooking, but I so wanted to give this to Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers, because the fact that he got that team, that roster, into the playoffs and knocking out the Bengals as part of that, I thought that was a tremendous job. But I have to go in the other conference and go to the NFC with Dan Campbell. Nobody at the beginning of the year would have expected that team was going to be the #1 seed in the NFC, the first time in franchise history, tied the Kansas City Chiefs for the best record in all of football during the regular season. I know the playoffs didn't go the way that they had hoped, but you look at how they were able to continue to win in spite of that defense having all of those injuries. He's created a culture. He's been the heartbeat of that team. I had to give it to him.
So, Paul, who has the best cast, the best team in the National Football League this season?
Well, there's a lot of teams, Key, Rick, and TJ, that are capable of getting this award. But just look at the regular season. The Detroit Lions obviously had a great year. Kansas City Chiefs put together a great year, going 15-1 as Mahomes as the starter. But this team, listen, they've been the best team on both sides of the ball, defense, offense, the quarterback, the running back. It has to go none other than to the Philadelphia Eagles. Congratulations, guys.
Fly,
you guys
Eagles,
are the best
fly.
team from start to finish. No weaknesses. I'm talking about none. If you can find one, I certainly can. And they may even add to the defense this offseason, which I already thought was the best in the business.
Paul, with your hating, you know what? Are the Lakers your favorite? Are the Lakers the favorite to come out of the West?
I don't know if they're the favorite yet, Keith, but the way that they're playing of late, it certainly would look that way. I just haven't had a big sample size yet like I've had with the OKC Thunder. Listen, they've been doing it all year long, and they're 10 games better than everybody in the West. Now, the Lakers have been doing it as of late. Do they have the ingredients? Absolutely. When you talk about having a top 5 player, an MVP caliber player in Luka and LeBron, when you talk about been there, done that before, as Luka went to the finals a year ago, LeBron being, well, you know who LeBron is and what he's done in this league. So they definitely check all the boxes. But right now, I'm going to say OKC now. But let me tell you something. I will not bet against the Lakers because of their experience and them being there before. They're stars. But look, OKC, they're going to have the MVP. I guarantee you, Shea is going to win the MVP, and he's going to have something to say about this.
I got to go. I'm going to go Lakers. I'm not afraid to say Lakers.
All right.
They are my favorite.
Hold on. You're not afraid to say Lakers today.
Yeah.
But last week, you had, what's that gray tape that they put on the mouth? The duct tape?
The duct tape?
You had duct tape on your mouth about the Lakers last week.
I don't know if I had duct tape. I was willing to sing their praises.
Okay, Scotch tape.
But I didn't have, look, did I have them at the top? And I'm saying right now, well, a lot's changed since then. I mean, look, they're on one. And they look like they, as Paul said, they have everything that you need. They have the go-to scorer. They're playing great team defense at the moment. They believe in their schematics, which may be the most important thing. Like, they believe that they can come out of the West at this point with all of that they have. Now, my reservation is, one, that they haven't, contrary to what Luka Doncic may say about being a Laker, they have not seen everybody's best punch. The Denver Nuggets played them like a team that had beaten them 13 out of 14 times without playing their best basketball, while the Lakers approached that game like it was Game 7 of the finals. I don't know that anybody has really focused on having a game plan for taking advantage of the flaws of this Lakers team, and there are some, trust me. But what I don't know is, are those flaws big enough to overcome their strengths? I don't know that. So I need to see more. But for right now,
yes,
my reservation is I haven't seen the Dallas Mavericks healthy. And I believe that they have all the components.
And you may never see them fully healthy with the...
Maybe. But
a certain guy that they have on the team that used to be on our team.
Yes, Anthony Davis.
I didn't say the name.
But look, I think that if healthy, that they have all the ability to come out of the West as well.
You know, I think that I would say they are the favorites to come out of the West because of the experience. And I understand what you're saying over OKC, and I understand exactly what you're saying about, Denver and the way that they played Denver. But there was a plan that was put in place to neutralize the same thing. That plan was put in place when they played the Knicks a couple weeks earlier.
Sure.
So there was a certain plan to kind of take certain guys away. Look, my only concern is come playoff time. As Paul can tell you, you can tell me, Rick, because I trust both of y'all when it comes to the NBA, no doubt about it. Jackson Hayes in Vanderbilt and a little bit of Rui. What will they be as far as rim protection goes come playoff time in a 7-game series? Will they be able to take care of it? Now, look, regular season, yeah, but can they take care of that same business come the postseason if they see a Denver all of a sudden with a joker? You look around it. But I do think that the Lakers realized when they tried to get Williams in a trade before it was vetoed by whomever that they needed a certain type of big. But could Jackson Hayes eventually grow into that? Could he? Because this isn't what Vanderbilt wants to do. Yep. But for some reason, this is what we got him doing, playing great defense at times underneath the rim.
Well, like I said, they have their flaws. I mean, when you get to the best of the best, you can exploit certain matchups.
Yes.
You can hunt Luka. And now how are they going to adjust to that? Are they going to be able to shoot the three as well as some of the other teams in the Western Conference who can shoot the three?
They be getting wide open looks, though.
Well, they do, but again, it's teams
shot it at 42% last night, just to give you a little heads up. 42%.
Look, they're capable,
but
they are also a really streaky three-point shooting team. I've seen nights where they're shooting 22%. So
that's everybody, though, right?
But theirs is a little more up and down. Look, they believe that they can be that team, but I just haven't seen anybody who's really focused in on the weaknesses that they have. Transition defense, their transition defense. Make those boys run. You saw it against Minnesota, right? When Minnesota played at the Lakers' pace, Lakers had their way. As soon as Anthony Edwards went out and got kicked out of the game, now they had no choice. They ran up and down, did the same thing. Charlotte Hornets beat them just playing transition. So that's where they're vulnerable, and we just haven't seen a whole lot of teams try to take advantage of that.
Man, I love our chances. I love our chances. And outside of Denver, who's going to present a matchup problem for us? The West, they don't operate in the paint. Everybody is perimeter-based with guards. And so outside of playing Denver, I like our chances. Cat is now with the Knicks. He's not with Minnesota. That doesn't bother me as much down low. And so it's really Denver and maybe Dallas. I love our chances.
OKC gets Chet Holmgren back.
Chet Holmgren don't weigh more than me.
No, but they have Hartenstein. Like, that's two bigs. That creates an inside-outside matchup with their bigs. Again,
Oklahoma City will be our biggest challenge. Yeah. But Luka's playing well. We're not even seeing the Dallas Mavericks Luka yet. We haven't seen him yet with the Lakers. And so when he starts playing better, then what? We're playing like this, and people are talking about, oh, the Lakers can do this and do that. Luka's not even at his best yet. When he gets to be his best, then what? Oh, we played the Denver Nuggets like it was a playoff game. Everybody's scouting. Everybody playing to win. We just played better. it's always a disclaimer when we beat them. Oh, they beat us 13 in a row. They didn't care. Well, you didn't care about this one, but you cared about the other 13? And so I like our chances. I love what Luka has brought to us. LeBron is playing well. Austin Reeves is playing well. I really like our chances.
Yeah, or a big three.
Don't do that.
The way you take advantage of the Lakers,
Yeah, why you got to do that?
Like, it don't even matter about the size, big men, if they can post up and score on the inside. That don't even matter in today's game. The key is you got to be able to take advantage of the matchups when you switch. The guards got to have penetration where the Lakers had trouble guarding against the young teams, where they allow penetration, allow teams to get in the paint and find open guys and make threes. That's where the problem is. So, like, having Hayes and Hachimura and them, that don't really matter. They going to have to be able to get down and be able to guard some of these guards one-on-one, which they've shown they can be able to do so far in this small sample size since adding Luka Doncic.
Yeah, switching from great to evil, Paul Celtics got back on track with a win over the Nuggets last night in Boston. The Celtics are second in the East, but are 7.5 games back of the conference leading Mo Cavaliers. So, Paul, how confident are you that the Celtics can make it back to the finals for the second straight year?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident, Key, because, you know, sometimes you get concerned because sometimes it looks like a lack of motivation or they get bored with the process. You know, they were up 23, 25 points on the Cavs, and it's just like you take your foot off the gas instead of, like, keep pushing, because they know how good they are. And so, but I do believe a healthy Celtics team, I'm talking about everybody healthy in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody can beat the Celtics 4 out of 7 games. If you notice, Porzingis didn't play in the last game along with Drew Holiday. The time before that, when they lost to the Cavs, there was no Jaylen Brown or Derek White, I believe. And so, but hopefully they can get healthy, because that's a thing. That's a thing. The reason we didn't repeat is because we weren't healthy from that point on. We had injury the next year. We won 60 games. We lost Kevin Garnett. The year after that, we lost Perk in the finals. So health is a deal. So regardless of what they put out there, they have to be healthy if they're going to win another championship. And I do believe if they're healthy, nobody's going to beat them 4.
Yeah, I don't think that their health problems is lingering injuries. I mean,
they don't have no major injuries yet.
No.
But, you know, things happen. That's part of the game.
I like to see them back in the finals. I think they get there, Rick. I honestly do. Because when you talk about a 7-game series, who are we talking about? The Knicks, the Cavs, maybe Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Maybe Milwaukee? That's a threat.
Yeah.
And I think they're better than all 3 of them teams.
Yeah.
I honestly do, especially one of the things that concerns me with the Celtics, though, is how they play at home. Can they get over this boogeyman home? They like to let teams come into their house and dominate them. Can they get over that come playoff time? You know, if they can do that, then I got them seeing the Lakers in June.
They seem to have the habit of making up for it when they go on the road, though, too. Like, they play really surprisingly well on the road, as disappointing as they are sometimes at home. I am not as confident as Paul Pierce that they are getting back there, but I'm reasonably confident simply because I don't even know if I put the Knicks in that category. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the only threat that I see to them in the Eastern Conference. They're the only other team other than Boston that has a winning record against winning teams in the Eastern Conference. Everybody else, Knicks included, Bucks included, have losing records against teams with winning records. So, and then when you go to the experience factor, DeAndre Hunter was a great get. I'm still wondering what the Atlanta Hawks were thinking. Exactly what they needed as far as being able to match up with Boston, but you're still looking at Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland as being a small backcourt, and the Boston Celtics just have size and length and range, and those are going to be more difficult matchups. And then the experience factor. I mean, Max Strus is the only guy that gets meaningful minutes for Cleveland that has been to the finals, while you have a Boston Celtics team that knows exactly what it takes not only to get there, but to close the deal. And Paul can speak to this as well as anyone. Like, that understanding of what it takes to get there is invaluable for a team. Otherwise, you're just guessing at how hard you have to play and the way you have to play.
But you got a couple guys in Milwaukee that's been in the finals, right?
Yeah, but I'm just talking about, I mean, Milwaukee has other problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might have the experience, but then they don't have the athleticism to match up with Boston, or I think the three-point shooting, by and large, to match up. They have other bigger problems.
But I'm confident that the Celtics can do it, but 3 years ago, were the Celtics not the Cleveland Cavs? Like, oh, they don't make it this year. They made it. They lose to the Warriors. There's steps.
But prior to that, though, the Celtics had been in how many conference championships?
This is their 6 conference finals.
Yeah, and so
been in a
there's
couple.
normally
knocking at the
steps
door all
that
the
you
time.
must
They were
take.
knocking for a while.
They were knocking for a while.
And you get to the top, and then somebody steps on your head, and they push you back down. And so it seems as if that may be the case with Cleveland unless Donovan Mitchell and Mobley just play out of their minds if they meet in the playoffs. To me, that's what it's going to take. Donovan Mitchell and Mobley are going to have to lead the Cavs because they have so much size. But the Boston Celtics, to me, they should be the favorite because they were the Cleveland Cavaliers 3 to 4 years ago. And it's always a passing of the torch, but the Boston Celtics are a young team. It ain't like these dudes are old. So we not passing the torch to anybody. We just got it. Yeah. We going to run a few more laps with this. And so I believe it'll be a great series, but I just don't see the Cavs having enough firepower to compete with the Celtics, not when it's all on the line, and the Celtics has shown us they have what it takes to do it.
Yeah, I mean, when I see them go up 25 points and lose the game, that's just like when you beating up your little brother, you just let him get up.
You know I can keep you down there if I want to.
Down there every day. All of a sudden, you catch me slipping.
Right. You just hold him up with one hand.
It's just like the Cavaliers haven't shown me anything, and even in their 2 wins, that say, oh, they're a threat to the Celtics. Even though they won 2 games, but the way they won them, it was just like you got to go back and look at it. It's like
players was missing in those games too, though.
For Boston,
yeah, for Boston,
they have their their superstars.
Boston was shorthanded.
Donovan Mitchell has to go for 40 every night in both of those games for them to win, which he's capable of doing. I'm not taking nothing from Donovan. He's a great player. It's just hard for me to see.
You feel any different about the Knicks with Mitchell Robinson coming back and giving them a little more size up front?
You know, the Knicks are always going to be a threat because they're a well-coached team, but the problem with the Knicks, they lack depth.
Yeah.
You know, and
he's going to run them in the ground.
Like by the time you let's say you do.
We don't even know if they lack depth. They just don't play.
They're going to be so worn down. By the time you get there, it's such a long grind. Like, you think the regular season is long grind? The playoffs is just as long as grind because you know why? Because you're dealing with the emotions of every loss.
Yes.
You know? Because, like, one loss in the playoffs is like 10 losses in the regular season. And that's what it feels like. You only lost 1 game, but the grind of that one loss got you can't sleep. It's just a different monster when you start getting deep into the playoffs, and I'm not sure that the Knicks can keep that pace.
Which is why I think you're not seeing the best of Boston right now, because they know how long that run is. And it's like, we're in February. Right. There ain't a single game right now that can mean anything to us like what we
turn it on when we need it.
It's the reality.
Make sure they're healthy, I'm telling you.
Okay, but that's all fine and dandy. We'll see him in June.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.